Hello, welcome to my channel, Sheree Living in Color. Today is Sunday. I'm starting out this morning in my Animal Kingdom Color Me, Draw Me by Millie Moretto book. This is one of my favorite books. I like it for several reasons. It has a lot of pages to color in it. The pages are very thick. It's by Mark Crafts. The book costs $14.95, but I got this book at Michael's during their sale. After Christmas, they always have a really good sale of 50% off their books. It's a very heavy book. It has a lot of pages to color. The pages are very thick. The pages are two-sided, so you have to be cautious in I haven't used any watercolor markers to determine whether or not the pages will bleed through, but the pages are quite thick. They're not perforated, so you have to cut them out if you're going to cut the pages. Some of the pages have really neat sayings and quotes across the animal pictures. It says, "The hippo loves to wallow in the mud. Take the chance to fill him with colors." So some of the pictures have quotes. Some of the pictures, like this snake, for instance, expands across 2 pages. It starts on this side and it goes all the way over to the other page. So there's several pictures like that. Like the whale, for instance. The whale starts on this side and it goes all the way over to the other side. And it has complete the ocean home of the grateful giant using deep blue and greens. So it gives you instructions on colors that you can use in order to complete this page of the book. This page goes to both sides. The flowers seem to. It tells you, add these botanical beauties so the bees can spot their nectar. So I really like this book. Mostly the designs and the patterns on all the animals are flowers and some stripes and all, but most of them have flower designs. It's a really good coloring book. It has lots of tiny details. This is a 2-pager. So it's one of my favorite books, and I do enjoy coloring in this book. This is one page that I've already completed. It says, tiny delicate hairs cover the moth. This is a moth, so I colored the wings. I used sometime I use my metallic pens for the browns, and then I used a regular marker for the royal blue, and then I have dark blue, and then I use purple. So that's the first page I've completed in this particular book. I've started another page, and this page is of an elephant. And I've colored the entire elephant gray. Sometimes I do that. And I just even color over the pictures that are on it, because it saves time just to do one whole shade of gray. I use the gray pencil, a light gray pencil, because I'm going to go back and use some dark gray details on the animals. But I'll cover the entire page, and then I'll go back and color over it. Most of the time I'll use markers because it'll give me a darker effect. I'm not sure if the gray is going to change the color of the marker, because it does that sometimes depending on the kind of marker you use. But in this case, I will most likely use gel pens and my glitter gel pens to complete this project. So that's what I've done. I've colored the entire elephant a light gray. So now I'm getting ready to go back over this and use other colors to complete my project. I'm just going to test out some markers to see if it bleeds through. This is a Crayola Super Tip blue marker. And I just want to test it to see if it's going to bleed through the page. I do like the picture on the other side, and I want to color that picture, so I really hope it doesn't bleed through. Oh great, it doesn't bleed through. So I can continue to use this particular color. This particular marker is a little too thick. The tip is a little too wide. I'm sure I'm not going to use this particular brand of marker. I'm going to look for a marker with a tiny tip. In order to complete this project. I'm going to use my Sharpie. That's better. So a lot of the designs on this particular picture and all the pictures in the book are quite small, tiny areas you have to fill in. So you want a pen that has a tiny thin tip in order to get in those little spaces. And this pen is great for that. These tiny little beaded balls here. And you can do it very easily without getting outside the lines. Some people collect elephants. Elephants are considered good luck in some areas of the world. My daughter loves elephant jewelry and elephant statues. I know she travels all over the world, and I have to ask and find out if she actually has collected any elephants that she got from other countries. She's been to Dubai. She's been to Africa on several occasions. I'll have to ask her to show me her elephant collection. You know, when it comes to colors, sometimes I pre-pick colors to work with. Sometimes I just, when I look at the picture, I just pick a color that I think I would like using. Sometimes I challenge myself and just you pick up some colors and just start coloring with them, and then choosing other colors to complete the pattern, or other colors for the palette to go on my palette as I go along. Some people might be a little more organized than I am. So let me know what you think. Sheree Living in Color. comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and let me know how you go about coloring a picture. Sometimes my granddaughter and I, we challenge each other. We close our eyes and pick colors randomly, and we have to use the colors that we pick. That's a fun challenge because you can come up with some weird colors that you picked out of 100 different pencils, but you have to make it work. So since I'm starting out with blue, a lot of what's going to go in this pattern will be blues, different shades of blues, different shades of gray, let me throw some yellow in here. I like blue and yellow together. I think it's a nice combination. I have several animal books in my collection because that is one of my favorite things to color, are animals. Sometimes what I do is, if I pick a pattern from a picture, for instance, these little circles, I color all the little circles on that page with the same marker. I try to use the color that I pick until I'm done using it. So all the little beaded areas that I've colored in on the book is in blue. I've got my tea for the morning. I'm going to use my yellow. I'm going to switch it up. I'm not going to use a yellow sharp. I'm going to try a yellow two-sided marker. And I'm going to use the thin side of the marker because I have a lot to cover. Got these markers from the Dollar Tree. I'm a little disappointed. They are quite dry. I guess I have to look at the date, see if they're dated, if there's an expiration date on the markers. Some pens and markers do have an expiration date. And I just bought these the other day, and I opened them up, and they seem quite dry. Now I want to give it a little bit of a shading effect and a little darker color. So I'm going to color this area right here sparingly with some orange. Kind of follow the lines a little bit, not all the way up. There we go. I keep the pens that I use to the side because you always realize that you forgot to color something. And here are my little tiny circles that I want to color blue. Because all my little circles, as I mentioned before, I have colored blue. Now these aren't tiny circles, or they start out tiny circles, but they get bigger. But I'm going to go ahead and color these blue also. Stick with my pattern of both flowers. I have to remember to keep speaking up because I watch my own videos, and as I watched my video the other day, I realized as I'm coloring, my voice gets lower and lower. I don't know if the people I couldn't even hear me. So I have to remember to speak up loudly at all times. I'm going to check the back of the page now that I'm using different kinds of markers to see if it is bleeding through the other side. I don't want to mess my picture up on the other side. Oh, it's not bleeding through. So good so far. Use my tiny marker to do a little bit of touch up. My Sharpie marker to do a little touch up. Sometimes you look back after you've completed a picture and you see little white specks, and I see that more in my video, little places that I've missed. think I would like to add some lime green. So I have my lime green Sharpie. This area right here is very small. The tip is the perfect size to color in this part of the picture. Oops, made a mistake. So everything that looks like a little leaf, I'm going to color with green. Since I have green on this leg, I'm going to put some green on this leg. Sometimes I like to balance out my picture. Balance out my colors on the picture. I have a little blue here, a little blue here, a little blue each one of these. The more colors, the merrier. A little green here and a little green there. Like a little red with blues too. I think that's a good combination of colors, red and blue. So I'm still using my Sharpies to get in these small areas of my picture. Red is my favorite color. What's your favorite color? Let me know in my comments. What's your favorite color? when you have tiny little areas to color, little thin lines, a Sharpie marker is the best thing to use because it gets right down that line and you almost only have to go down one time because it fits the tip just right. I've already colored the entire picture blue, so this area is just going to be blue and gray. I don't think I would go back and put in another color. Got a little messy there, but that's okay. I need some blue up here, so I'm going to color these little circles blue. This particular marker, a highlighter actually, is picking up paper, lint from the paper. I'm going to look at the back of it to see if it's going to bleed through. With this particular highlighter, my other yellow pen that I got from the Dollar Tree is pretty dry, so I'm using another yellow highlighter. But it's creating fuzz balls. And look at the back of it to see if it's fading, bleeding through. No, it isn't. So that's a good thing. I'm going to add my little orange effect to it. It doesn't seem to be, because the other marker is so wet. The highlighter was very wet. It's not allowing my orange marker to really go over it. I think I'm going to let it dry a little bit before I continue to try to do a little shading with it. I'm going to let that dry. Trying to decide what to make this space and that space. I think I'll go with a lighter blue up here. Or maybe I'll go with a darker gray. I should try my purple pencil. Sometime when I've gone over the line, I'll just line it up. That's what I'm doing. I've gone over the line, so I created a I decided to go with a purple pencil. It kind of plays off the dark blue. I haven't yet perfected the art of shading. I do watch other videos that do some great shading, and I'm trying to learn how to do a better job at it. Both my daughters are good at it, and they walked me through it a couple of times. I did pretty good, but I didn't do as good as they were doing. It's a matter of knowing when to apply pressure to your pen. Let's see what happens with this dark gray Sharpie. If you have this book and you've colored your elephant, tag me and let me see your picture and the colors that you've chosen. I would love to see it. I would love to see what your color palette looks like. area is so tiny. And so it won't look like all one color. I'm kind of skipping every 2 or 3 bar. So if I put them, I'm used to doing just skipping one. But in this case, I'm going to skip 2 or 3. So I'd still have a stripe effect. Because the little bars are so small. I'm just about done. I'm going to use my Crayola. Oh, I want to use orange. This is a rainbow washable marker. Looks like a neon orange. Let's see what it's going to do to my picture. Too dry for me. I'm going to pitch that one. I'm going to try my Crazy Art orange marker. Some of these I've had for such a long time. Not the effect that I wanted, but I started, so now I have to finish it. I sort of wanted this color. It sort of looks like it's going to be that color, but then once I start coloring it, it's a lot darker. What can you do with the dry marker? Let me know if you have any suggestions on what you can do with the dry marker. Can you soak it in water and it comes back to life? I guess that could be a science project that I can allow my granddaughter to demonstrate for me. If you let it soak overnight or soak for an hour or so, will it come back to life? It is a water-based marker, so it just might, but you never know. Because I don't want that color to be the only color on my page. I'm going to color this particular area with the same marker. So I like to balance out my colors. orange is spreading. There you have it. I'm all done with my elephant picture. Gray, blue, red, orange, and yellow. And a little bit of a purple pencil. Markers. And I think I should put a little yellow in here. So I don't like the white. I don't leave anything white. It's okay if you do. But in this case, I think every part of the elephant is colored except for the gray, which should be on this particular elephant. Everything else should be colored. There we go. That looks better. I'm all done with my elephant. And it's the majestic Asian elephant, loves to stand out, and he is definitely standing out. And add some decorative shapes and botanical prints to help his belly. And I think I did a good job in doing that. What do you think? Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. You can share and you can join me. Let me know if you have this book and if you have colored this animal, and tag me, show it to me, so we can put our pictures together. Not a competition, not a test, not a contest, but just for enjoyment. Let me know how you colored your elephant. Thanks for watching. Happy coloring.